Hey, what's up guys? We're back with another video. So in this video, we're going to be going over like a beginner's guide to Troll and Cyclops. I know that may sound kind of intimidating. You're like, what? Bossing? That's not beginners. But trust me, it's easier than you think it is. You just got to practice it and you got to understand the move patterns. And especially when you're playing on Warlock, it's extremely easy. So we're going to go over it. I'm going to try and make this as simple and as clear as possible. And then I'm going to go in the dungeon and show you guys exactly how I do it. And I'm kind of going to guide you guys through it as I'm doing it myself. So first we're going to go over the perks and skills that we're going to be using here, okay? So, of course, we're going to need to use spell memory because the main way you're going to have to kill the Troll and Cyclops, the reason why it's so quick is we're going to be using the spell Hellfire. This spell right here. Cast Eternal Hellfire and blast it towards the target. So, we're definitely running spell memory. The second skill you're going to need to run is Phantomize. And the reason why this is such a good skill to run is sometimes if you make a mistake while bossing, right before he hits you, you can pop Phantomize, and he won't deal any damage to you, and that can save you. Especially when these bosses can, like, one-tap you, depending on which boss it is. This really comes in clutch when you realize you've made a mistake. So, this is needed to make it, easiest to defeat these bosses. As far as perks go, you're definitely going to run around Torture Mastery so you can heal up on the boss as you're fighting it, because you're going to be casting out a ton of Hellfires. And then after that, we're going to be running Demon Armor, because Cyclops specifically, it's a lot easier to do when you have high PDR, because when he gets to a certain stage, he'll do a rock fall, which he slams the ground, rocks fall from the ceiling, and it does a ton of damage to you. The more PDR you have, the less damage it does. Essentially, you just need to do more damage to knock him out of the rock fall, so you have to survive the rock fall before you can essentially heal up. So, definitely going to bring Demon Armor, Torture Mastery. The third and fourth perk is essentially up to you. These are pretty much the only ones you need to run. I actually would recommend Vampirism. Where is it at? Vampirism, because this will scale with your magical healing, help you heal a little bit more, which is needed in bossing. And then for the last one, pretty much pick whatever you want. I'll probably bring Shadow Touch just to heal off mobs and stuff while you're going in between rooms to get to boss. It's just convenient. But that's pretty much the loadout here for perks and skills that you'll need. So next we'll go over to the spells that we're going to be running. So obviously we're going to be running Hellfire. That's the primary spell to kill these bosses quickly. And since we're running Torture Mastery, we're going to be running Power of Sacrifice and Curse of Pain for your curses. If you don't know what Torture Mastery is or how to do it, check out my other videos. I made a complete guide on it explaining everything. So yeah. So we'll be running those two curses for Torture Mastery. We're running Hellfire. As far as the other two spells, you can kind of decide what you want to do. Typically, you'd want to bring Bolt of Darkness, just in case you get in a PvP fight. It's always good to have a little bit of range. And then you also could bring Curse of Weakness, because it's pretty decent against bosses. Reduces all their attributes by 25%, so it lowers their movement speed by a little bit. Lowers the amount of damage they deal to you in case you mess up. It lowers their amount of health. So, this is just a really good curse to use on bosses. So that's pretty much the spells I'm typically going to use for this setup here. So next up, we're going to be going over what equipment should we be using here. Alright, so this is pretty much the loadout you're going to want to use when doing the bosses here. And the reason for that is Cyclops does a ton of damage during Rockfall. That's the most difficult part to face. And so you want to have as much PDR as you can. Typically, you want to be around 30% PDR when you're fighting them. So this loadout will give you that. We got Kettle Hat with 2 knowledge. Crusader's Armor with 2 knowledge, and then we have Heavy Gauntlets, Plate Pants, and Plate Boots. So this is pretty much the setup that you're going to want to use. You have the extra 2 knowledge from each the hat and the chest. That'll help, against the -10 casting speed from Demon Plate, so that'll be useful. And as far as the weapon goes, you can use pretty much whatever weapon you want to use that you're comfortable with PvP, because you're not even really going to be using your weapon against these bosses. It's strictly going to be your spells. So typically I might run Falchion's a safe bet. Falchion Shield's a safe bet to use. And then just a spellbook. This is pretty much all you need. It's not that complicated. But yeah, put this on. Let's check real quick at our PDR. PDR is exactly 30.1%, which is solid. This is exactly what we want. Everything is looking good. I think this is the build we're going to run. Spell casting speed is 2%. It's not negative, so that's good. And yeah, this is essentially what we're going to run. I'm going to hop in there. First things first, I'm going to pop up the 2 maps here, or the one map, so we can show you the 2 different positions of each bosses, Troll and Cyclops, so you know exactly where to go. I'm going to go to one grid apart from each one so you can know how to get there once you're nearby. And then we're going to get straight to fighting it. I'm going to give you my commentary real time so you can figure out how to kill it. And we're going to try and make this easy. Let's get to it. One thing I forgot to mention, though, if you do decide to kill both bosses and once you begin comfortable, you want to actually start bringing pickaxes, because in the middle room, once you kill 2 bosses, there is gold ore, and that is extremely important for mining and crafting and selling and making money and all that stuff. So, yes, that's one thing I forgot to mention. All right, now let's get to it. All right, so now once you get to this room, this is Troll Room, where all the stairs and stuff is. This really cool room. So to get to Troll, all you want to do is drop all the way to the bottom, and you'll see this big ramp here. This ramp down here leads to Troll. And there's 2 entrances. This is just one entrance. But we're going to do the quick guide real quick, show you step by step, real time, how to do Troll. So, Troll is really... he's kind of hard to fight if you don't know what you're doing because of how unforgiving he is. If he hits you one time, you're pretty likely to die in the first hit. So with this boss, you want to be as quick as possible. So this plate isn't really needed for this boss. So you might as well just take off the chest and pants so you can go as quick as you can. You want to have close to 100 movement speed because he's just going to one-tap you anyway. So when you first initiate the boss, right, you can either rotate left or rotate right. He has a move where he screams at you. When he screams at you, he charges you and swings at you, which is really hard to dodge. The only way to dodge is to duck or to jump over his swing. But sometimes he does like a mid-strike that you can't really dodge, so you'll just be cooked. So when you're first initiating the boss, this is what we're going to do. You're going to run straight in and go into his shoulder. See, he does the scream. If you run past him, he doesn't trigger the scream. Each time he screams, you're going to want to go right into his shoulder. Another one. I'm going to go right into his shoulder. Okay, now he's starting to swing. You pull out Hellfire, and you just want to keep spamming Hellfires and rotating either left or right until he screams. The moment you see him start to scream, you want to tuck into his armpit. So you have to make sure you're keeping an eye on his eyes. That's a two-handed smash. You want to back away from that. It's just like the Cyclops smash. That's a scream. You tuck into his armpit, and then you keep going. He does it again. You tuck into his armpit. He does it again. I believe he screams more often when you're farther away from him. So you want to make sure you don't get out of his, swing radius. There's another scream into his armpit. You also want to make sure to drop some Curse of Pains on him. Okay, see, I got hit by a screen, one need to dodge. That's why you bring Phantom Eyes right there, just in case you mess up, because he'll do that swing and he'll hit you. Other than that, you just keep going. Think about him, he dies fairly quickly once he stops screaming, and you can just keep spamming Hellfires on him. Alright, say I did get hit by screaming, I don't want Phantom Eyes, right? See, that was a low swing, you can jump over that. And if you're in swing radius, he'll swing early and kind of mess this shit up. Other than that, you just keep going. If you get hit by a scream, I'm in his radius, you jump. Alright, now we'll actually kill it. I think I've explained it enough. See, that was a mid-strike. That would have killed me if I didn't, if I wasn't in aggro range already. And he's dead. That's why it's so easy to use this with Phantom Eyes, because if you make a mistake, you're, like, right there. What do we got here? Nothing too good. But yeah, that's pretty much Cyclops. I know that may have been a little scuffed example, because it's so much is going on at one time, you kind of have to just go in there and die and figure it out. So down in here, when you defeat one boss, right, this is Troll. You open this cursed door, and you go down here, and this is the treasure room, and there's a gold hoard. I'm not going to loot it, but there's also a marvelous chest that you can open. Sometimes has good stuff in it. If this was High Roller, you'd want to loot all this stuff, because you'd be getting some crazy loot drops. But me personally, I don't really need any of this stuff, so I'm not worried about it. But once you defeat both bosses, though, this door unlocks. On both sides of both bosses. It's locked currently. So we're going to go over and do Cyclops and show you exactly where that leads into. Alright, so once you get to this room right here on the map, you look at the bottom right, it's the top left room of middle room, right next to the static. You want to cut through this hallway right here to get to Cyclops. Then you want to take a left here, drop down where this ladder is. And it looks like 4 people have already died to Cyclops. So a lot of people are trying to kill Cyclops, and everybody's failing. So let's show them how it's done. So with Cyclops, all you need to know, circle right. Continually circle right as you're dropping hellfires on him, and as you're cursing every 2 or 3 hellfires to keep your health up. When he gets in like this enraged form where he charges you and he swings twice, or you're seeing swings 3 times. You go jump, jump, and then crouch, which I'll show you when we get in here. And then he has 2 rockfall formations when he gets down to a certain health percentages. When he's in rockfall, you want to do as much damage as you can to knock him out of hellfall and then heal up. Let's get to it. Just want to keep circling right, keep hitting Curse of Pains, keep dropping Hellfires, and just listen to his sound cues. See, I was not rotating fast enough because I was charging, so I'm blinded. When you're in this state, just continually rotate right unless you hear that. If you hear that, that's a Stomp. Stomp will one-tap you. And when you're in that situation, if you're in swing range after he stomps, because you'll be slowed, you just want to pop Phantomize. Phantomize is essentially your get-out-of-jail-free card. You just keep going. You just want to keep going. Cyclops has almost... Okay, this right here. Jump, jump, crouch. And you don't get hit. And you can charge a spell during it, but keep in mind he can stop after he's done with his furry, so it's important to back up off him after he does that. Okay, he's in first rockfall formation right here. You want to kill him as quickly as you can, because this rockfall is going to do decent damage, as you can see above here. I knocked him out of it. Now you want to heal up as quickly as you can. Hit the curses. If you have potions, drop potions. That's a Stomp, which he typically does right after rockfall, so you want to avoid that. And before you continue fighting, I'm going to make sure I'm full health, because he has one more rockfall formation. I was a little low there because I wasn't full health when he started his first rockfall, so keep in mind you got to keep your health up when you're fighting him. Alright, I'm just about to be full here. I'll start dropping some more hellfires and finish him up. Here he's doing the jump, jump, crouch, jump, jump, crouch. And I'm in the corner, so I want to back up out of here. It's just sketchy. And that's the Stomp he typically does afterwards. It helps when he does his rockfall to just continually have curses on him the entire time. Also, aim your hellfire up so you don't accidentally run into him. Okay, rockfall, here we go. Continually drop hellfires on him. Don't get too close and get in his range. You knock out of him. Now he's knocked out of the rockfall. He's pretty much going to die here in like 2 or 3 more hellfires. He's pretty much dead. There it is. He couldn't even finish his Stomp. So that's how you defeat Cyclops. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got Troll's Blood. That's 500 gold right there. Alright, move speed bonus on dashing? Sure. So, we've completed both bosses, right? So let's show you what we get out of this. So, just like on the other side here, there's a bunch of little trinkets and stuff. There's a gold pile. There's a marvelous chest. Sometimes a cloak spawns here. This time it did. We're going to open this chest. We don't have much time because it took a little bit trying to explain everything, but I'm going to run straight to the middle room and show you exactly what the middle room looks like once you complete both bosses. I'm going to hit this to move a little bit quicker. So this is the middle room here. This middle room connects to Troll on the other side. Once you get to the middle room, there is 4 gold nodes, which I did not bring a pickaxe, but you can mine the gold ore for money. There's 2 items right here that drop, and there's a lion's head right here. And that's pretty much it, man. That's the guide. That's how you do it. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. A lot of this is just going to be trial and error. You're going to die a lot of times, so, you know. But that's just a part of the game and learning bosses. Once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. And especially bringing demon armor when you're fighting Cyclops really helps. Because Troll isn't too bad. once you understand his moveset. Cyclops, that rockfall can really get you, and that's what a lot of people struggle with. But yeah, I'm just going to extract right here. There's a static right over here that you can easily get to. And that's pretty much it. The Discord's down in the description if you want to join. We run tournaments every Sunday. Everyone's chilling there if you need people to play with. If you got any questions, you can, you know, DM me, whatever you want. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's going to be the end of this video. Make sure to like the video if you like it, and I'll catch you on the next one.